So today's top's kind of special because I rewatched half of it. It didn't change much. I mean, only one movie fell out of it. That's why today's top is gonna have 9 places instead of 10, because I couldn't decide what should go on the last place, but you can do it yourself. I'll list the movies in the honorable mentions and you decide which one deserve to be in the top and which ones don't. So, starting from the bottom, Thank You for Smoking. 6 out of 10. The only movie in this top that's got 6 out of 10. But still, I want to include it in the top because it exposes an important topic, namely the topic of lobbying. So it doesn't matter if we lobby cigarettes, war, or whatever. That doesn't matter. Lobbying is basically corruption that has been legalized. So the US is the only country in the world where corruption is legal, and it's called lobbying. So if you want to know how it works, watch this movie. Number 8, The Jacket. So Jacket was one of the films I rewatched, and I don't like this movie. Really, I don't like this movie, but that's the only downside of it. So it's got 7 out of 10. Basically, it is a movie where everyone in it, like literally everyone, has sad life. If you want to feel sad through the whole movie, it's a perfect movie to do so. Number 7, The Skeleton Key. This is a horror slash thriller, and it's good. Yeah. Number 6, Brick. Brick is also the movie I watched, and it fell down significantly, so it used to be 10 out of 10. It dropped down to 7 out of 10. That's why rewatching movies is so hard, because you get attached to them and you live your life thinking like something is 10 out of 10, and then you rewatch it and realize you were wrong. But I knew it wasn't 10 out of 10. I rated it 10 out of 10 only because I think it's extremely underrated. It's a movie that was filmed by Rian Johnson before Rian Johnson was anybody. So Rian Johnson, as you know, as you might know, the director behind Knives Out and Glass Onion, and he's a very talented director, and this is his first film. It also stars this dude. So basically it's a neo-noir set in high school, and the music is the best part of this movie. Not to say that there are many bad parts in this movie, but the music is stellar. So if you like neo-noir, definitely watch it. If you like Rian Johnson, definitely watch it. Yeah. Number 5, Lord of War. This is the best role Nicolas Cage ever had. Literally, the best role. And the best movie he ever played in. Again, it's about corruption. This time it's about selling weapons. Number 4, Constantine. It was also rated like 9 out of 10. It doesn't deserve to be 9 out of 10, but I think it deserves to be 8 out of 10. Because the setting of this movie is incredible, the acting is impeccable, and so on and so forth. So basically the premise of this movie is, what if God was real? What if demons were real? And so on and so forth. And it does a tremendous job of portraying all of that. If you wonder what world could look like if God was real, this is definitely the movie to watch. Yeah. Okay, honorable mentions. Pride and Prejudice. Batman Begins. So this movie was also rated way higher. It was an 8 out of 10, but it was false because I watched it like in 2008 or something like that. So my judgment was very clouded because like I watched the trilogy and I forgot which movie was which and so on and so forth. Compared to Dark Knight, it's garbage, but like compared to any other comic book movie, it's very good. But again, I'm not judging the movie in any context, so as a standalone movie, it's 6 out of 10. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. This movie is the highest rating Harry Potter movie I ever had. Let me double check that. No. Okay, so Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone got 6 out of 10 as this one. Fantastic Beasts got also 6 out of 10. All the other movies got 5 or less. The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. It's a fine kids movie. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, same here. Fantastic Four, an underrated comics book movie. Doom, an underrated computer game adaptation movie. Saw 2, you know, Saw, I talked about it in the previous top. Aeon Flux, also a very underrated adaptation. Yeah, moving on. V for Vendetta. Well, I hope I don't need to say anything about it. It's also about government corruption, and also it's a comic book movie, and also it's very stylish. So, if you're into it and you still haven't watched it, what have you been doing with your life? Number 2, Brokeback Mountain. So, usually I don't like the message movies because they're piss poor quality. Also, this month or last month I watched Blue is the Warmest Color, and it's such garbage, man. It's such trash. Also, I've watched some Hong Kong movie also about a gay couple. I don't remember the name, but it's really popular amongst LGBTQ crowd, and it's also garbage. But this one is good. So it's basically a very heart-wrenching drama, and it's not just about the gays, you know. It's actually a very good movie, and Jake Gyllenhaal is perfect as always, basically. And if you like dramas, watch it. It's very hard to watch. It's not the levels of Requiem for a Dream hard, but it's hard. So yeah. Okay, dishonorable mentions. Starting from the worst. Hard Candy. Horrendous movie. So one day, let me check up her name because she deserves to be known by name. David Slade. Well, I thought a woman made this movie. David Slade, a guy looking like Harvey Weinstein, woke up one day and decided to make a movie that makes you feel sympathetic towards rapists, and at the same time feel hatred towards women. And this movie was born. So basically that's the whole story. Hostel. Okay, so it's disgusting. It's disgusting, but it's a good thriller. I like the second part more because it's more thought out, but this one is also pretty good, but it has some very disgusting things in it. So, like, watch it at your own risk. The Brothers Grimm. Terrible. Robots. Terrible. I know it's a meme now, like there is a song in this movie that became a meme, but the movie itself is garbage. The Descent. Okay. The concept is okay, but I'm very sad that this movie is that bad. Because all women cast and Spelunking could be a very good and interesting movie, but this movie is just too drawn out, and it doesn't live up to its full potential. So if you like to watch a movie about claustrophobia, watch As Above, So Below. This one is what The Descent should have been. War of the Worlds. Incredibly boring movie. Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of Roar Rabbit. I get that it's a kids film, but it's also very boring. Corpse Bride. The goth crowd likes this movie, but this movie is good only up until the point he meets the bride. So like the first 20 minutes, the first 30 minutes, something like that. And when he meets the bride, when he goes to the underworld, it just becomes utter garbage. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, so number 1, Revolver. Okay, I had to watch this movie 3 times to finally get it. It's very embarrassing for me, but it's the truth. I watched it in like again 2008 or something, then I rewatched it again in like 2013 or something, and finally I rewatched it yesterday because it was rated 7 out of 10. I can see if a movie is good, but if I don't fully understand it, I can't give it a 9 or a 10 or something like that, because like how could I possibly rate something that I don't understand this high? But damn, I wish it was 10 out of 10, because man, this movie is basically about determinism. So not about the time traveling part of determinism, but about the thing you're trying to accomplish, about freedom, basically. Well, determinism is freedom, and usually movies are filmed about determinism, so time travel and all of that. But this part is about determinism in a sense that determinism is freedom, the freedom part. So basically, I can't give it a 10 because it has a terrific message, but it's told in such a convoluted way that most of people would never understand it. Like, it's similar to Matrix in the way that the masses, the mediocre people, wouldn't understand it. And it's a pity because, damn, this movie is more important than the Matrix. The message in this movie is more important than the message in the Matrix, because the message in the Matrix is, again, it's about determinism part. Yeah, so like every choice you make is predetermined, but this one is what you want to achieve by realizing it. Okay, so freedom is the ability to think, act, or feel regardless of social constructs. And to become free, you must get not rid of. Well, it certainly would be a nice world where we could get rid of societal constructs, but we actually can't. Because in this movie, he actually gets rid of societal constructs, but you need to not give them the ability to control you. You can't get rid of societal constructs because they are literally a part of you, but you need to get rid of their control of your life. And back to the movie. Yeah, so the first, like, what's the trouble with this movie? Why this isn't 10 out of 10? The first, like, 70% of this movie is a gangster movie. It's a gangster movie. And in the last 25%, it suddenly flips. And because of this sudden flip, like, there is some groundwork laid down before that, but the flip itself is so abrupt that you can't, it's very hard to follow it, because like there is, I'm gonna spoil it because it doesn't matter, because you wouldn't understand it by just watching it. So there is a Mr. Gold in the first 75% of the movie, and then in the last 25% of the movie, there is no Mr. Gold. The Mr. Gold is the societal constructs in your head, and this shift is it's very hard to follow. That's why the message just seeps through the drain, and you're like, what the fuck happened? Why did it take me 3 times to understand this movie? Because of this shift. Because the last 20 minutes are like, what the fuck is happening? What is actually happening right now? You're like, what the fuck? And it's very easy to dismiss it, because like, I've watched some weird shit. Probably it was nothing. Like, probably it was nothing important, but it actually was. Like, pay attention. Like, definitely watch. Everyone should watch this movie, because even if there is like 10% chance you get what the movie is about, it's worth it. Like, it's the whole concept of determinism's freedom wrapped in one movie. But the thing is, again, it's very hard to digest. It's easier to follow my directions and to achieve the same result than to watch this movie and to understand what it says. So, one more thing. Apparently, there is a US version, not the director's cut, but the US version, where instead of the last 10 minutes of the movie, you are shown like 20 minutes of some guys explaining the concept of ego, and this is the wrong version. Like I couldn't find it, but like if you got it, it's the wrong one. They actually cut the 10 minutes of the movie to include this philosophy part. Like, okay, I can't judge what it says about ego and so on and so forth, but like the correct version of the Revolver is 1 hour and 51 minutes. So if you got something else, you've been robbed of the experience. Yeah, that's it basically. I still didn't find my flag. I don't know where it is. Like I've checked all the boxes and it's missing. Like I've misplaced it somewhere while I was unpacking, because I'm sure it was in one of the boxes, and my hand I just got back from the doctor yesterday. They did another injection. I feel better than after the first one, but basically the same. Like I don't get better. Rewatching movies is much harder than watching new ones, but I decided to do my diligence this time, because like the whole purpose of watching movies is to make this stop, and if I don't rewatch the movies, then I can't say much about the movies I'm talking about. You see, the problem is the only movie that fell out of the rating after rewatching these movies was Batman Begins. Because, again, I explained it already, it was 9 out of 10, and I rewatched it and it turned out to be 8 out of 10. Because it was the first try, it didn't have Joaquin Phoenix, and so on and so forth. No, not Joaquin Phoenix, oh my god. The other one. What was... I forgot his name. Heath Ledger. Look, it was so. But The Dark Knight got 10 out of 10, no questions. It was 2007, 2008, so spoilers for the tops. The top of 2007 and 2008. But like this one, it was alright. I hoped it was better, but nevertheless, the other 3 movies I watched, they changed their rating again, but they're still in the top. So, and I didn't even say that much more than I would have said without rewatching them. But it brought me inner peace knowing I at least rewatched them. So maybe it was a good thing I didn't put Brick as 10 out of 10, because it's definitely not 10 out of 10. When I watched it in like 2007, it was 10 out of 10. But like again, nostalgia is the most insidious enemy of you, because it makes you believe something that isn't real. Yeah, but I'm glad I rewatched Revolver, and I finally got it, because I don't know when I would rewatch it otherwise, because like I'm still watching the movies from 2018, and I got 7 more years to watch, 7 more years worth of movies to watch. But again, what's the goal of this? Because if I don't make tops, it's irrelevant to what movies I watch. So I had to rewatch this one. I still don't know. I don't know if I'll repeat this feat for the next tops. Like the next one is to 2006, obviously. But if I'll do it, I don't know if I'll do it with my hand. It hurts, man. I can record this, because I don't need my hand to do anything but to edit this shit, man. It definitely won't be today, because I can barely move my hand. Like, I can move my fingers and it doesn't hurt, but if I put it on the table and start moving the mouse, it hurts. So definitely not today, but at least I can film it. I hope I'll feel better, because this pain that doesn't let me move the mouse is for the time being only from the injection. In my regular condition, it doesn't prevent me from using the mouse, but like it will keep getting worse. I know it, and it's so depressing. I've been planning my suicide since since I was 10 or 12, something like that. It was very early. I'm still alive, and it gets worse every year. But I finally found my purpose. The purpose is spreading determinism, and this movie tops is the side quest, as I said in the last video. And I can't finish it. I can't finish it because like I'll make maybe 3, 10 maximum movies about movie tops if I'm lucky, and then my life becomes really sad, because if I can't use my right arm, I'm basically dead. But I'm not dead, because I still need to wake up every morning, and like it's sad, man. I don't want to die. I'm okay with dying, but I'm not okay with that. The what's the word? Okay, so there is not a direct translation as usual. Дело всей моей жизни. Yeah, life work. Yes, the word does exist. My life work. Yeah, and my life work. Again, it's determinism. It's not the movies, but movies are also important. And I will not be able to complete it, and it's sad. It's sad. So, like, basically, up to now, I've recommended 2 movies. That actually 3. I hope. No? Is Interstate 60? What was the year? Did I talk about Interstate 60? Yeah, it was 2002. Okay, so I've recommended 3 movies that actually change your. I didn't talk about Peaceful Warrior though, because Peaceful Warrior was 2007 or something, 2006. You need to change your perception, man. There's no societal constructs are controlling your brain and your life. And you're not a cripple like me. I can, it's funny and pitiful, but like seriously, I'd never thought I'd lose my right arm, my right hand. That's sad, man. I don't know. I don't want to live without my right hand. Fuck. I really don't want it, because I use it for everything. It's my dominant hand, and fuck. I'm not strong enough. I don't have a strong enough will to live with this shit, you know. I probably this will be the last straw of my life, because like I didn't enjoy my life earlier. Why would I enjoy it without my right dominant hand? Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, that's all. I hope I'll regain my function and finish editing this video before I die. At least I'd recommend you Revolver. Okay, bye.